Welcome back to Talking to the Walls podcast. I'm your host, Giovanna, aka your friend, and this week's episode is going to be slightly different. I'm mainly going to be talking about 10 things I wish I knew when I was in high school. Um, Recording this podcast episode and the thought process behind it, I felt like it would basically be an open letter to who I was when I was 14, 15, 16, 17, and yikes, 18. Because those, I believe, are the ages we are the most vulnerable. We are the most insecure because we're developing. I like to think of high school as like the prologue to who you really are going to become. It's kind of like if you're watching a movie or if you're like playing a video game, like the tutorial. I think it's like kind of like the backstory. It's the before things get better, before you can actually learn how to use a sword or whatever, if that makes sense. It's kind of like they're giving you all the tools you need in order to then create whoever you want to be on the canvas that you are. So I know the tools that I got were certainly messy. They were not perfect. And I mean, you could just see it as you probably can envision me. I am a hot mess occasionally, but there were just a lot of things I wish I could go back in time and just sit down myself like at a Starbucks or like any coffee shop and just have a sip of coffee and talk to who I used to be. Because if I knew half the things that I know now back then, oh my God, I could have saved myself so much heartache, so much, I don't know, growing pains, crying because I never felt good enough, like a whole bunch of things that just happened to me because that's high school. So let's go ahead and start with like the first thing. I actually made a list, believe it or not. So for number one, what I would go back in time and tell myself is that people are always going to find, a fault, a flaw, weakness, whatever you want to call it, in you, regardless of who you are and what you choose to be. So, whether you like anime, whether you like sports, whether you like painting, whether you like to be abstract, and you don't like labels, whether or not you like name brands, you don't like name brands, you get the point. Whatever you like, people are always going to have some beef. People are always going to have something to say. People are always going to try to manipulate it and almost like make you feel bad about embracing the things you're passionate about. And this can be done in multiple ways. It doesn't have to be very direct. And I feel like a lot of people think that like teasing and bringing people down or bullying, anything you want to call it, making people feel bad about themselves in general. A lot of people think that they have to be confronted directly, like face to face. You don't, okay? When I was growing up, I've had a lot of people do it very indirectly to me. I've had a lot of people come almost like make me feel like the outcast, like I didn't belong anywhere. I've had a lot of fake friends who were always saying nice stuff to my face, and then come to find out a few days later, they would be shit talking me to like some other girls. Do I care? I didn't, but it did hurt my feelings because I'm the type of person who likes to spoil people I care about, whether it's my friends, family, boyfriend, whatever it is, partner, whatever. So I would like to go back in time. Although for me, I was a little badass about it, if I'm being honest. I didn't give two shits about what people would say, whether or not I liked anime. Man, I embraced it. I was like the biggest Dragon Ball Z nerd in middle school, and I would talk about it with some guys that were into anime. And like it's one of the things I'm passionate about. So like even back then, like I would openly talk about me painting like anime to people who actually enjoyed it. I would even post it and it's still on my Instagram. I have like a painting of Vegeta on my Instagram and like some other stuff down there. But you have to really scroll to find it. But I know that a lot of my friends at the time were very insecure. And I remember one of them in particular, I'm not going to expose anyone, but I remember one of them in particular would always turn to me and be like, "How can you be so open so easily? Like how do you not feel bad?" And I'm like, "Why would I feel bad?" You know, and that's one thing I actually liked about myself. So like the first tip of like embracing who you are and not giving two shits. Because regardless of who you are and what you like, people are always going to have something to say. You know, it reminds me of Gone with the Wind, whether it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, you know? So it's you might as well embrace what you are and who you are and the hot mess you are because I am a hot mess and I will embrace it. So, you know, regardless if you like anime or whatever you like, you know, I'm talking about anime because I know some people get picked on for that. Um, whatever you like, embrace it because you know what, one day you might be like a pioneer for that, you know, passionate thing that you like. You know, you might find other friends that will take you to new heights and you can go on adventures with because that's fun. Meeting people that like similar things to you, that have the same interests, people you can actually hold like a good conversation with about something you're passionate about. Oh my God. That's like, oh, it's like food heaven. Have you ever had like a really good food when you're just craving it and it just takes you to like a magical place? Like, that's what I feel whenever I meet people with similar interests, where I can actually have like an hour, maybe 2 hour conversation about it, whether it's about food, me being a doctor, me liking anime, me writing my books. Oh my God, when people do that, I love it so much and I appreciate it. And I know you will too. Like when you meet someone who likes cars, right? I have a friend who's obsessed with cars. You know, when he can find other guy friends or even a girlfriend who loves cars, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Like, there you go. You got a new friend. You guys can click. You can take them to car shows. And it's a nice feeling because now you have like more people, you have more connections, you have another way to express yourself, which is very nice because, you know, it can get kind of bland if you stick to one or two things. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying sometimes you can limit yourself by labeling yourself and categorizing who you are and what you like and what you don't like. You know, it's okay to blend, it's okay to be abstract, and it's okay to not be tied down to the things you like. The second tip I would tell myself is that, you know, high school, and I've heard it from a lot of people, and I'm sure you have too. Oh my God, I'm sure you have, the person who's listening to this. When people are like, oh, I miss high school. High school was one of the best times in my life. You're gonna miss high school. You know, high school was like the golden ages. They were like the best days for me. This, that, whatever. Oh my God, high school is not the best time, baby. I mentioned this earlier. High school is like the prologue to living your best life, okay? High school is not a moment where you should choose to, like, I don't know, to exit the game because you don't like the way the other people are treating you, or you don't like the fact that you can't level up right away. Okay, it's not something you can just, you know, jump out of a moving train because you're like, it's taking too long to get to my destination. It's something you need to stick out, sadly. Whether it's in person, like I went to public in person high school, which is fine. Or you can do online. I've had some friends who did online. But it's something that it's kind of like a stepping stone. It's a thing you need in order to be able to reach new waters. I'm not saying you need a high school degree to be successful. I'm saying the experiences that's attached with high school. So those years, you know, from 14 to 18, those years are the ones I'm referring to when I'm talking about high school in general. There's nothing wrong if you don't graduate with a high school degree. I've had some friends who have GEDs, so I'm not putting anyone down. I just wanted to say that it's not the best years of your life. God bless. If high school is the best years of my life, ooh, ooh, I would be questioning everything I've done because I kid you not, I've had so much more fun. Now that I'm like, as I'm filming this, I'm currently a senior at my college that I go to, or university that I go to. And let me just say, after high school, a lot of things got messy, they got crazy, but they got fun. Um, and I've grown a lot as a person. So for me to say that high school, when I was stressed out because teachers were saying this and teachers were, oh my God, they were playing favorites and I was never one of them. I was never a teacher's favorite. I was always the one that they looked to and always, you know, would kind of be hard on for some reason. They were always a hard ass towards me, which kind of sucks. But besides the point, I would literally go back and tell myself, like, this is the beginning, this is the prologue, you know, your growth adventures, they're gonna get so much more fun. You're gonna make new friends in college, you're gonna make new friends online, and you're gonna have a ball. Like, people that you thought were gonna be there with you forever aren't. And the people who you never expected to come into your life, oh my God, they're like a breath of fresh air. Sometimes you don't know how much you need it until you get one. And then you realize how nice it is. And so it just, I don't know, it's like character development, right? Like high school, the prologue, I've been referencing it as a prologue, but I also think it's like character development. If you've seen any like TV shows or movies or again anime, because I love anime, it's like that phase where the person goes through something either really dark or they've endured a lot. And then like they start developing their skills and they start to like, I don't know, become Hokage, or like they become like a Super Saiyan or like something super duper cool, They try to become like, I don't know, the Wizard King, because right now I'm watching Black Clover. But it's interesting because without this character development, without you realizing how other people view your flaws, they're actually your, like, I don't know, your spice, your seasoning to your character, your amazingness. Without people pointing that out, it's almost kind of like hard for you to realize in an aspect, like in a way, that you are special. And there is a lot about you that people envy, because when people pick at you and put you down, there's a lot more to it, and it's not from your end, it's from theirs. So let me go ahead and get into my second point, because if I go into too much about like people and projecting themselves onto you, that's actually another point. So let me go to my next one. So my third point, I kind of mentioned in this one, was fake friends. So when you go into high school, you think, oh my God, Emily is going to be my best friend forever. Plot twist. In a year, Emily leaves you to go hang out with Sabrina. And now you've met this like new transfer student named Brad. And Brad is like your best friend because like you guys shit talk Sabrina and Emily. I'm sorry, the scenarios I come up with are so ridiculous, but you understand my point. Sometimes the people you think are closest to you are actually the people that want you to almost fail or like almost not do as good as they would. And the reason is simple. The reason is jealousy and envy, and they look down upon themselves because when they see other people striving when they're struggling, they almost feel like the world is an unfair place. And it's not. It's just everybody has a different pace in life. And that's something I'm going to talk about more in detail in a little bit. Everybody has a pace in life. Everybody has things they're good and bad at. And people struggle, whether they post it on Snapchat and Instagram like I do sometimes, because I don't know, I think it's funny when I cry. But and I like to be open about that to an extent, okay? Depending on what it is. But again, other people don't. Other people like to be very closed off about it. So there's no point in judging what someone is and what someone isn't going through when you don't see it from their perspective, because it's like you're missing puzzle pieces to a puzzle that will never ever be completed because you'll never have those puzzle pieces. So it's interesting because these fake friends, you think they're going to be there forever. It reminds me of like when I was younger and I would bring home certain people and like think they would be like my friends and people that whether I was in high school or I wasn't. But this is particularly referring to when I was in high school, obviously. There is a few girls that I brought over to my house. This would be like throughout the entire time in high school. So um and I talked to my mom, and the moment my mom like saw something or heard something, or just my mom and I, we have very good like intuition when it comes to certain people, and like just feeling the vibes, right? Because everybody vibes on a different like wavelength, and I am very random and weird, and so my wavelength is very, I don't know, not frequent. Sometimes it could be very high high and sometimes it could be very low low, which take it as you need it, take it as you want it. I don't care. I'm just doing me. And so sometimes I think these people would be like super nice, this, that, whatever, and then come to find out again, they would be shit talking me, or they would only be using me for, I don't know, popularity. And I'm not even that popular, mind you. Or they would try to like find out information from me, and I'm just like, why? Like, I'm not even that cool. So when people would just come over to my house or like, I don't know, try to hang out with me or say things they didn't mean, I don't know, I used to, and I still do, I see it as a waste of time. Like, why are you wasting your time and energy on me when you don't give two shits about me? Like, come on, Sarah. Take your energy and go put it towards something you like, whether that's making pottery, brownies, or sleeping. Like, you don't need to spend all this excessive time obsessing over me and like trying to be my fake friend. Like, what the heck? I don't know. People are weird. It's like stalkers. Like, why are you stalking someone? To get a high? Go watch something else. Like, go do something else. Um but yeah, fake friends can sometimes be hard to tell apart because sometimes like they're very close to you. And it's not until like something good happens to you, like you win an award. This happened to me like right before I entered high school. This was like borderline like freshman, eighth grade, I want to say. I think it was like freshman year. I had like won an award for something and I had told one of like, not one, I'm lying. I had told like maybe three girls that like at that time I had been close to, and none of them were happy for me. None of them had like reacted the way I thought they would. I thought they would be happy for me because it was something that I had been working for in a long time, and like I had like given up on it, and then for them to kind of just be like, I don't know, rude about it, almost like putting me down, saying that like it wasn't that hard to get and all this stuff. I was just like, why am I friends with you? Like, I'm genuinely happy for people who are in my present day reality. And even back then, like, if you told me you won an award or that you've been, you know, studying months and months for like, let's say the SAT, because that's a pretty common high school topic, and then you got like a really good score, like a 1400, and you got a whole bunch of scholarships, man, I would be so happy for you because college is expensive. And who doesn't love money? Like, I'd be so happy for you. I would never like shove that down your face or like put you down. Like, that's stupid. So when people would do that to me that I thought like I could actually trust, I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. When did you turn into a snake? When did you reveal your true colors? When did this happen? Like, did I miss the backstory? Did I miss your perspective? Like, what did I miss? Obviously, like, maybe I should have gotten glasses before. I mean, I have glasses, but you know, I was just like, I don't understand why people are like that. So you'll definitely, like, definitely know based on your intuition, and don't ever second guess it. God, Joanna, back in high school, don't ever second guess it. Because there was this one guy friend, God bless. If you know me, then you know damn well who I'm talking about. Because I don't talk to him anymore. Fun fact, I deleted him from everything. Back in high school, a lot of people would either ask me if I was dating him, which I would never, because he was like a brother from another mother, because ill. And so like he during my senior year, God bless, he showed his true colors. He started telling everybody all my information at that time with like my ex-boyfriend and like everything that was going on with my life. And it was just very crazy. Like, I don't understand how, if there was like, if you were to look up in the dictionary the definition of a hypocrite, you would probably find his picture and his name as an example next to that word. And I say it, and I'm not being petty. I'm saying very like point blank. Um, it is what it is, because he would pride himself on being like a secret keeper. Like, I would never expose anyone's secrets. Oh my God. Like, I would never do that. I will take it with me to the grave. Okay, cool, sure. But you have no problem telling my secrets to other people. Like, what? Like, does that make any type of sense? Like, if you were telling me, like, let's give him a name. Let's call him Ryan. Anyways, so Ryan is like, oh my God, yeah, Giovanna, like, don't worry, your secret's safe with me. I'll never tell anyone. I'll take it with me to the grave. Okay, cool, Ryan. Thank you for giving me advice on my failing relationship at the time and this, that, whatever. And then Ryan is like, oh yeah, I was talking to Jessica, and like Jessica told me some pretty big like secrets, and I'm not going to share them with you. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You don't need to tell me that Jessica told you something secretive. Like, that's your own business. You don't have to tell me. So if I'm like, oh, like, is Jessica okay? Like, I hope she's okay. Like, whatever secret that is, because you made it sound like it was really bad. Like, I hope she's okay. No, it's not your business. I won't tell you. okay, like I'm not asking you to tell me, Ryan. I'm just telling you like good luck with Jessica and her information, you know? And then if like a year goes by or whatever and I'm like, "Oh, what was that, information with Jessica?" "Oh, I'll never tell you," right? Because that's what Ryan would say. Like that's an example of just how Ryan is very like, "Ooh, I'm good at keeping secrets," right? You get the point. Anyways, here's what happened. Here's my beef and how I knew Ryan was a fake friend. And not even my family knew this because my family will still ask me about how Ryan is doing because they love him, right? I don't anymore. I cut him off for good. And I walk in because I think it was during junior year. Yeah, during junior year, I would go into my AP bio class and do like test corrections because my AP bio teacher did not know how to teach for shit. Ask anyone in that class. She really didn't know what she was doing. Because the original teacher of that class ended up getting a better job. Good for him. So she had no idea what to do. Anyways, I walk in with my lunch, or like, yeah, I walk in with like some chips or something from the vending machine, and my friend had gotten lunch or whatever. And I walk in, as I'm walking into this class, like through the hallway, because there's two ways, like the back door and the hallway. I just hear Ryan telling this other girl who at the time hated me with a passion. And I know a lot of people listening to this is probably like, Giovanna, who hates you? Like, you're so funny. A lot of people hate me, okay? This is high school. It was an early morning, whatever. A lot of people don't like my energy, and that's fine. I'll just stay away from those people. I don't give two shits. My life is too short to like be around people who hate me, whatever. So I'm like walking and I'm like listening, and as I'm like actually listening to what's Ryan saying, I'm like, why does this story sound familiar? Oh wait, because it's what I had told him the day before. So why is he telling, I don't know, Jessica, the one who he was telling me that she was going through stuff, her secret is safe with him and da da da. Why is Jessica knowing my information that Ryan had sworn to God, had sworn to take with him to the grave? Why? That is an example of a fake friend that I didn't realize was a fake friend until I was a senior. And he had been my friend, mind you, since I would say probably the eighth grade. May his friendship and my friendship rest in peace because I will never be his friend again. So that's an example. I guess a lot of people didn't know that, but now you do. And yeah, I mean, it was an interesting time, and fake friends will really surprise you because sometimes you really don't expect it. It's like what they say, like keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. And I guess that's what Ryan had been doing this entire time because God knows only how much Ryan had told to other people at that school. So, or to Jessica and like Jessica's friends or whatever. So that's great to know. Another point, I guess kind of goes hand in hand with this and the second point is that, people are always going to project their insecurities different ways. People will project it by making you feel bad about your hip dips, about your dimples, about your double chin, about your cute little mole that you have on your cheek, your nose, your hand, whatever you want to, put a mole on. Um, People will always make you feel bad for, I don't know, arms, legs, the way they look. I had this one girl tell me my kneecaps look pointy. And I'm like, how the hell do kneecaps look pointy? I was like, what the heck? That was the most randomest thing ever. And it's funny because I don't know, people project their insecurities in the most randomest ways, the most indirect and direct ways. And let me just tell you, it says more about them, their mindset about their body than it does you. Because I was never one to question, I mean, how I looked or how I was. Like as a kid, like I had been bullied a lot, so it got to the point where in middle school, like I just tell people off. Like I wouldn't give two shits. I'm like, this is who I am. If you don't like it, talk to God, talk to the universe, file a complaint. Here's the number. And so it's funny because I've had certain people, both in high school and even before high school, and even now sometimes, like it's funny just how much of like, I don't know, how messed up the society is and like how people are easily influenced that appearance matters and this, that, whatever. I've had some people tell me, mind you, like no one, unless you're trying to, and I'm not putting anyone down who does, but I'm not the type of person to like actively go out of my way to look good to go to high school. And even now in college, I'm the type of person who throws on like leggings, a nice Pokemon shirt, or like a comfy shirt. I'm actually gonna wear a Pokemon shirt tomorrow. Woohoo! But, Converse and like either my book bag or my purse, depending how many classes I have. And that's it. And I was the same way in high school. I just wear something that fit the dress code, probably leggings, shirt, whatever. That's it. And I'm good to go. And then I come back by like 2 and I'm good. And so I guess there were certain people that whenever I don't know, did my makeup, which I love doing because it's fun. When I did my makeup or I did my hair straight because my hair is like a hot mess. It's like super wavy, weird, whatever. They would just freak out. They would just be like, "Oh my god, you actually look like you could have a boyfriend." And I'm not making that shit up. Like, I kid you not. I had done my hair, and there was this one girl who said that to me. She was, "Oh my god, you actually look pretty. Like, you could actually look like you could actually be in a relationship, like, have a boyfriend." And I just looked at this girl, and I just started laughing. I said, "Thanks, I guess." And her friend, oh my god, her friend, if she's listening to this, she probably remembers this. But she grabbed her friend Sarah. Let's say Sarah's the one who said that rude thing to me. Sarah was grabbed by her friend, I don't know, Brenda. Brenda grabbed Jessica and was like, "That was not nice of you. That was very rude. Apologize." That shit made me laugh so hard because for someone in your close circle to be like, "That sucked, like you were rude, apologize." It just made me laugh so hard. But yeah, people are always going to project their insecurities. Like, you will never be enough. Like, there is always people who have a bone to pick, if they have things going on at home, because high school is like a very complicated time. And like, I don't know, people's parents get divorced, you're going through puberty, I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff happens. And it affects your mental state and your confidence, and hormones are buzzing through your body. God bless. Um, you don't always feel the most confident. So people try to make themselves feel better through popularity or through putting other people down to get, like, I don't know, feel better. But like, even if you do that, you don't feel better. You just feel worse, in my opinion. Not that I've ever put someone down, because I'd rather walk away than to actually like socialize with people who wouldn't give two shits about me anyways. So, God, yeah, insecurities suck. And, you'll have your own insecurities. I have my own insecurities. Right now, I don't know what they are. I honestly can't pinpoint them, but I can tell you what some of them were. In high school, I would say my freshman year, and probably low key throughout. If you know me, you know this one. It's sweating. I'm the type of person who, if I stand like 5 minutes in the hot sun, I sweat balls. Like, I sweat so much. It's so bad. So I was actually happy when I had met like someone that sweat more than me, which sounds so bad, but it makes me like, it's just an insecurity that I used to have. Now I don't care. Like, I go to the gym and I don't give like two shits if my butt is sweaty, like my body, whatever. It's normal. Shit happens. At least my body is detoxifying bad stuff and cooling me down. And so my other insecurity, fun fact, I wear glasses, and I, as a child, hated glasses. I don't know why. I wanted to break the curse that both my parents wore glasses. And I didn't break the curse of wearing glasses. I actually wear them, and people, when they see me with them on, either say I look hella different when they're off, or say, "Wow, you look like a doctor." So I'll take it as a compliment. I guess another one that I want to add in here. This episode is going to be kind of long, so brace yourself. But another one I have is number 5. So we're halfway through it. I'll try to be quicker, but I know you guys like listening to my stories and relating, so I love just sharing. But number 5 is that, whether you realize this or not, and I did not realize this until I graduated and I got a whole bunch of like anonymous messages, or people coming forth to me, or people DMing me, Snapchatting me, writing to me, like in my yearbook and stuff, or just being very direct. A lot of people look up to you, whether you know this or not. Like, whether it's one person or 100, people look up to you and who you are as a person. And it might be in one subject, one thing you're good at, whether it's like sports, arts, theater, anything. or it could literally just be as a person, like characteristics, whether you're patient, you're honest, you're, very caring, anything and everything. There's always going to be someone, whether you believe me or not, okay? Someone is looking up to you. And I think it's very sweet that someone is just like you probably look up to someone, whether consciously or subconsciously, someone is doing the same for you. So take pride in that. Be happy, about who you are. And if you don't like who you are, then change it. Who do you want to be? Ask yourself the questions. Who is the you that you see in your future, and what do they have? And how can you get there to be the person that you envision yourself to be? Wow, that got kind of deep, didn't it? Well, I decided to cut the 10 things I wish I knew when I was in high school episode into 2 parts so it would be easier for you guys and you guys didn't feel super overwhelmed while listening to it. This was part 1. Part 2 is already uploaded, so feel free to binge that one as well. Please let me know your thoughts, and if there's anything you resonated with in this episode and the one that follows. I enjoyed talking about my experience so far, and yeah, I really enjoyed reflecting, especially because now I'm older and now I can see things when I wasn't able to see certain things in those situations in high school. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. It really means a lot. If you have any topics you'd like me to talk about, please feel free to DM me on Instagram at Talking to the Walls Podcast. Or you can also send me an email at talkingtothewallspodcast@gmail.com. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!